with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455.
I almost believe your enthusiasm. Almost.
Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Natasha Wagner is our guest tonight. Now, Natasha is currently in Another Day in Paradise, the new movie that you've been seeing on TV, at least advertised on TV with James Woods and Melanie Griffin. And according to according to the commercials, it's real good. But I don't mean because the trailers are real good, but because they do quotes from the reviews.
4 stars.
Right. Ron Brewington from National Urban Radio says a must-see. Okay, don't get me going on Ron Brewington, but it looks good. It looks like a cool movie, but that's all I know about it. So why don't you tell us about it?
Okay, well, it's what it is sort of this road trip with these 4 characters that are heroin addicts, and James Woods is sort of takes us on this wild ride of drugs and violence and sex and love and
I have a question.
Death.
I must have missed something, but I was reading the treatment about the movie. It says it's a glimpse into the outlaw life of the early 1970s Midwest.
Well, it's based on Larry Clark's book of photographs, Tulsa.
I mean, the way they described that, they're going to say based on the outlaw life of the 1850s. I didn't know there was an outlaw life in the 1970s. At least it didn't rise in the 70s.
Everyone was an outlaw.
Well, you guys would know better than I would.
No.
Rubbing that in.
I was stoned. I don't remember.
I was just born.
So, wait a minute. You're 28 years old. We're discussing off the air, but she looks like she's 15, so she makes the ideal girlfriend because everything's legal.
Because I'm legal, but I could still be kind of... You could be perverted with me.
You could still fit into that little checkered skirt.
Yes, I can.
Natasha, here's that oversized lollipop. Slow down. That's good. Now work on the stick. So this comes out this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, just in L.A., and then it goes wide January 22nd.
Mm-hmm. And it's James Woods is good. James Woods used to be real good. And then he got into playing these sort of retarded villains in all these movies. Actually, he did what John Lithgow did in a weird way. And there's a couple other guys who did this. And now I think he may be back to being good.
No, he's excellent. Like, he's in his Salvador Good days, this performance.
Salvador was a great movie with him and James Belushi. And I thought he should have won an Academy Award for that. I think he was nominated. But it was an excellent movie. And Melanie...
And he's very sexy in this movie, too. In our movie.
Why? I mean, what's he do? Take his pants off?
No, but he's just...
How old is he?
He's 51 or something. But he's sexy.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you guys think of him in that way, but...
No.
Okay, well, I'm just giving you some food for thought.
All right. And Melanie Griffith...
Who's always sexy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's a little overrated, normally. She's a woman who gets on my nerves like no other actress. She really does. And I've seen her just be absolutely horrible in many movies, and then I've seen her just be bad. But apparently she's good in this one.
Yes, she's very good. I think she might change your opinion.
Yeah, she was in... what the hell was that movie she was in about 15 years ago that was real good? That was another one of the... Something Wild, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I've seen her do good work, but normally she just bugs the hell out of me. Does she bug you, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, not miserably.
No, you don't. You know what we're talking about.
What bugs you?
I don't know.
It's the overrated part.
Her voice, I always thought she was just a real mediocre actress at best, but I have seen her do some good stuff.
No, I think she's very, very, very good in this film.
Okay.
I think that your opinion will change.
All right, I'm going to go watch this film.
Okay. Good.
Starting Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
All right, so it takes place in the 70s. So there's lots of bad cars, good music, and bad clothes.
Soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, who's on it, you know?
Bob Dylan.
Never heard of him.
And just tons of old blues, songs that you listen to and you're like, oh my God, I love this song. I gotta dance, or I gotta sing, or I gotta do.
Are you a junkie too?
I'm a junkie.
Oh, great. All right, that'll be a good cart.
You can play a junkie, having worked with a few.
Yeah, you would know.
Natasha could?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why?
I can't tell
I
you.
just look like a junkie.
I know.
Tracks in her arms?
No, I can't tell you.
My eyes are pinned.
No, they aren't.
Sure, that's a hell of a compliment. You could play junkie.
No, I mean just as
I
a matter of
take that
fact.
as a compliment.
Yeah, matter of fact, you could do that.
Okay.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Natasha is also an urban legend, by the way, for those who
And two girls and a guy.
those who've seen that film, and that's sort of in our a little more in our demo.
Okay.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
You're 14.
Yeah.
See what I mean about the demo?
Yeah.
There's a volume control. Follow your wire down
Jennifer,
by your right ear.
speak up just a little bit, please.
Okay.
All right, what's going on?
See, I have this boyfriend named Mark, okay? And, see, I'll go over to his house after school every day, but...
Hold on a second. Hey, Natasha, would you turn that goddamn knob over there?
Okay.
It's driving me nuts.
Okay,
Sorry.
go, Jennifer.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
And, see, he'll try and get me to have sex with him, but I tell him I'm scared and I don't want to, and we'll get all close and everything with our clothes off and everything, but then I'll be, like, so scared, and I'll be, like, all shaking my head no, and so...
How old is he?
And I don't know what to do, you know.
How old is he?
He's 14, too.
Yeah, why not slow the freight train down a few stops before the Nakedville?
What do you think that freight train is loaded with, Drew? Think it'd be coal,
A lot of
or just sperm, or big tanker truck full of sperm? Yeah, it's going to hit the town. Many people are going to
Running out
die.
of control, yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer, you're 14.
You know you don't want to do it.
But what have you guys done?
We've, like, got our clothes off, and, we've just basically just felt and played around, you know.
But no oral sex?
No.
That's good.
We haven't got that close. We've only been together, like, 2 months.
But you know it's not what you want to do. I mean, be careful. It's hard for guys to, not to excuse guys when they get out of control, but at that stage,
You get your clothes off with a 14-year-old, and you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I think you should not tell him no while you're in the middle of
Right.
doing it, because that's when he's feeling very horny.
Right. Yeah. You can't stop him. You can't stop him at that point, or you can, but it's not as easy.
Learn to stop, and when a woman says no, it's no, and they have to be able to respond to it because it's a sexual assault otherwise.
All right, but how?
But you know, 14-year-olds.
How long does Jennifer hold out? She's 14. They've been going out for
Hold
2
out
months.
for
They're
a while,
naked for
Jennifer.
3 years. You know what I mean? I mean, listen. Let's face it.
Once you give it up, you can never give it up again for the first time.
Oh. Yeah, okay, but who
But
cares?
listen, everyone we've ever
That's
spoken
true.
to who had sex before the age of 16, 17
Regrets it.
regretted it. Every single one, 100%.
Yeah, except for the guys.
The guys,
So it's only 50%.
no, every single woman we've talked to.
Oh, woman, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Drew, can you spit the caramel corn out before
No.
we finish the show? No?
You know, I was watching the Talk Soup thing tonight,
Oh, yeah.
and you were overtly abusive to me.
I was?
Oh, yeah. I thought, what the hell's wrong with me?
Oh, have they stopped crying over there, by the way?
Yeah,
They have.
I think I passed it up.
You did?
Yeah.
You sure?
No.
Okay. We're on Talk Soup tonight, or at least we were. Actually, I can catch a rerun if I get home.
Midnight
Now.
or
6 out of 10, is it?
No. I thought they reran it at 12:30.
Yeah, I think it's like later, midnight.
Mike will find it. Yeah, we hosted this special edition, and then they got all pissed off at me. But I think everything's good now. Aaron,
Yes.
you're 23.
Yes.
What's going on?
Got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was on the Depo-Provera shot
Right.
for about a year and a half. She says that she lost a lot of her sexual drive. I'd heard you mention something about that before, and
Sure.
that different birth control pills might help her get the sexual drive back.
Yeah, and some of them might, it's hard to predict, but in general, the triphasic pills will increase sex drive, and the monophasic may reduce it, and the Provera may reduce it.
Speaking about birth control pills, she just went on the pill just a few weeks ago.
I smell Joe coming up.
She's on orthocycline. I don't know.
Yeah, I think orthotricycline is the one that would more likely increase things.
What's the difference between just a cycling and dry?
You know what? I'd have to look it up to basically things that have tri in it, the triphasics. I think the orthocycline is monophasic. I'd have to double check to be sure.
Okay.
Mono meaning 3 and tri meaning 1. Correct, Drew?
Tri meaning
Thank you.
that more
Thank you. That's enough.
specifically mimics the hormonal cycling of her body.
Aaron?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't have a question for you. Drew?
Yeah.
Wouldn't most doctors give them the one that wouldn't curb their libido first and see how that sat with them? Why would you start with the one that may possibly curb the libido?
Because you
Conspiracy.
no, just
Really?
the standard starting place is just a modest dose monophasic is the least
just
side effects.
Good news that she's on the birth control pill.
That's right.
Yeah. When I'm in power, I'm putting it right into the water. Everybody's going to be on it. Guys, the elderly, nuns, everybody drinks out of the tap. Oh, I just solved the problem there, Drew.
What?
Who drinks the most tap water in the world? Poor people.
All right.
Who shouldn't be having kids? Poor people. You put it in the tap water. The rich elite folks drink the bottled water. There's no problem.
Wow.
Don't you think that would work?
I think that's...
I think the poorer you are, the more tap water you drink, unless you're in my family. My family's hooked on that tap water.
You were not suggesting that poor people not have kids. You just
Yes.
they not have lots of kids.
Well, you know, I don't know what the breakdown is, but people that make $200,000 a year average like 1.6 kids, and people that average $18,000 a year average 4.7 kids. That, to me, is going to be the undoing of this planet. So, I say we put it in the water system. The poor people, they love that tap water. They can't get enough of the tap water because they can't afford anything but that and Sunny Delight. They have to drink drinks that say punch on it. They can't actually drink the ones with juice in them. And that would stop it. As a matter of fact, I'd actually just like to put the birth control right into the Sunny Delight. I really do.
And the Mountain Dew.
And the Mountain Dew. These are all people that shouldn't be reproducing. All right, let's not talk about Mountain Dew too long, or Trip Reed, the general manager, will start yelling at me like he did on the airplane that day.
Pepsi.
Katie,
Hello?
you're 30. What's going on?
What's going on? I wanted to ask Natasha a question about her movie Another Day in Paradise. It seems like there's a lot of hot sex scenes in it from what I read in the paper today.
Oh, yeah.
How do you refrain from getting turned on? Do you get turned on?
Well, actually, I think that sometimes you do get turned on, and Vincent, who's in the movie with me, is quite a handsome fellow.
Yes, he is.
And so we had a lot of, we definitely had chemistry, and you know, so you just sort of, you don't actually have sex, obviously, but you sort of just feel good with each other, and I don't know.
Try to forget there's a bunch of people around?
Yeah, and hopefully the camera will catch some real moment between
Who's
the two of you.
Vincent Price?
Vincent Kartheiser is his name.
Wow, that's a mouthful. He better be good looking with that kind of name. And
But it's interesting. But it's more how do your significant others deal with it more than how do you deal with it?
That's their problem.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Drew,
Yeah.
you rule.
Thank you.
I like your style.
Thanks.
all right,
Bye.
all right, Katie. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that for a second because when you're making, well, first off, who cares if you're excited when you're a woman because you don't have a penis and you can't have an embarrassing erection?
True.
A man, I don't care how a pesky erection. A man, I don't care how good an actor he is
Right.
liable to get an erection during
happens.
a heated lovemaking scene.
Yeah.
And actresses in general are a little bit nutty. And when you start,
Why, thank you.
you know I'm right though, right?
Let's see. So far, we've cast her as a nutty heroin addict. That's right. We're friendly here at Loveline.
Well, at least you're not a comedian. Female comedians are
worse?
certifiable.
They're
Off the chart.
Off the chart.
Really?
They're,
Okay.
They're just below like women who do stump films with goats and stuff. I mean,
Well, at
they're
least I'm in good company.
they're off the chart. But female actresses are a little bit, impulsive or something, and you could see that once they start getting into a love scene, they could really get into it.
Yeah.
And when you're kissing, you got to really kiss and everything, don't you? I mean, it's not like
yeah, you definitely.
some 50s sitcom. I mean,
No, tongue.
tongue. So
Major tongue. And they feel your boobs, and you feel their penis sometimes, and it can get kind of crazy.
And so, essentially, when it's an R-rated type movie and it's a heated love scene, you're making out.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's more than you ever did in high school, right?
No.
Well, now you went to one of those artsy high schools where everyone had sex, but I mean, what I mean is all right, not, let's say junior high.
Okay, junior high school.
I mean, you're really going at it, right? Mm-hmm. And they're filming it, and you're getting paid. Mm-hmm. Well, in a way, it's like prostitution, Drew, if you think about it. I mean, you are getting paid to feel the guy's erect penis.
That's true.
All right, so what do we got? We got junkie,
So what is your point?
prostitute, and certifiable. Oh, boy, we're still in the first break. So you pretty much just go at it, and then you explain to your boyfriend or husband that it meant nothing, and it's just acting.
Right.
But you do, for that one moment, just pretty much have to get lost in it.
But that's why people sometimes get hooked up with these things, because feelings do evolve.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And if the guy is a good-looking guy who you're attracted to and you have some chemistry with, it's just that much more motivation.
Geez, I have a new thought on how people should work these dating clubs. Put on plays.
Start making movies. Yeah.
Well, this is what happens in Hollywood. You see it happen all the time.
I guess the real acting comes in when you're not attracted to the person and you still have to make it look believable, and I'm sure that goes on all the time.
That's a very good point. That happens.
You ever have to do that?
That's happened to me, yeah.
With Hal Holbrook? Who was it?
Probably.
It was Vincent Price, I think.
Sure. All right, Drew, where the hell's... See, that's the thing. I could either do it, but they'd have to, they'd yell cut, and they'd have to keep yelling cut, and then they'd have to have a grip pry me off of whoever I was making out with. If it was, Natasha Henstridge.
There's so many people around that it's not always the sexiest environment. You know?
But guys are used to operating. If any guy's been to a bachelor party, he's used to operating with a lot of guys and cutoffs standing around and duct tape,
Microphones and...
Oh, sure.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel,
Yeah.
you're 27.
Yes.
What's going on?
I called last night. You hung up on me.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to.
I know, that's okay.
Right.
I was frustrated. I'm through, so it all is forgotten. I do want to tell you that I'm a teacher, and I really think you're doing a great service for kids of America and adults. I learned so much from you guys in the past few years, so
Thank you.
I do appreciate it.
What do you teach?
I teach 4th grade.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah, I did teach 8th grade a year ago, so...
What class?
At 8th, English.
English.
4th grade, I teach all courses, all classes.
I'm telling you something. Men are not equipped to teach like 4th grade and under.
No.
I don't know what it is. Not that men can't. I mean, they can, but it just doesn't come.
Gay men can, but straight guys really can't do that.
They still need a mommy.
Hey, Rachel.
It's something about being able to be firm and empathic at the same time. Man can be firm or caring. You can't do both at the same time.
Right. You got Patton or the guy from the Lifetime channel telling you what drape goes with which wallpaper. Oh, that is my favorite guy. Mike, play just a snippet of the guy from Interior Motives. Could you please? Do you have him?
Here it comes.
Look for the areas, fill that space, all right? The whole idea about creating focal points in your room is keeping your eye trained for those little details. It's those little details that make the home yours.
Is he real? That's real.
He's real. And the great thing about being gay is everything's funny. Focal point becomes a big anus. You know what I mean? It's all comedy when you're gay.
We traveled around the country. He ran out of a hotel room in a towel and dragged me out of the shower.
Banged on Drew's door.
Yeah, you've got to see this guy. This is the most amazing.
On television?
Oh, yes.
No, we were on television. But
the guy was on television.
We're in a hotel, yeah. But it's the greatest show on television.
I can do it, they can do it, you can do it. Bye-bye for now.
I love him. We tried to get him on the show, but his people kept saying, why? And Ann, the producer, kept saying, Adam's a big fan. And I don't think they trusted it.
They probably didn't believe it.
So Rachel.
Yeah.
Now, let me just say one thing real quick before we get to your question.
Okay.
I was talking to some of my loser buddies today in my basement, and I said, we're talking about all the horrible classes we had and how we can't remember anything from high school and all that kind of stuff. And someone said, did you have so-and-so for typing? And I said, I never had typing. I never took typing. It was an elective, and I never elected to take it. I couldn't spell very well, and that's why I never took typing.
Not to take it.
Right. That's how I exercised the elective process. But anyway, I went and never took typing in junior high or high school. And I said to these guys, now I can't type. And one of them said, what do you do, just hunt and peck? And I said, yes, I hunt down a guy who can peck. I hunt him down and then he pecks for me. I can't even spell my name. It takes me an hour and a half. That is the one thing I wish I had learned. I really do wish I'd learned that.
You have to be able to spell first.
All right.
I
You
tell
can take a really
everyone
fast
that is the
typing
most
course.
valuable class because for the rest of your life you'll need it to type papers, and I can type without looking at the screen or looking at the keyboard and stuff. I mean,
I swear to God,
She's rubbing it in.
Rachel, I want to tour every junior high and high school in America and give a speech in an auditorium for 5 minutes and saying, look, all this other nonsense, your goddamn ceramics class you're taking, the home ec thing, English, the Louisiana Purchase, who gives a rat's ass? I wish I knew how to type.
Well, now
that is
especially.
important.
I mean, that's how you communicate on the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Email.
Right. So I spent a ton of time learning about a bunch of Lewis and Clark and a bunch of other crap that doesn't do me any good at this point unless I'm making an example on the radio. So I guess it did pay off in some way. But I wish I knew how to type, and they should take everybody and teach them how to type from the word go. I mean, you should learn how to type like you learned Nintendo when you're a kid.
Well, they are wondering if...
Well, now everyone has computer classes
That's the
in
point.
school.
There is a school of thought that says kids should not be taught handwriting. They should just go right to a keyboard.
Oh, my God.
I've heard that argument. But anyway, Rachel,
yes.
guess what?
What's your question?
We can't hear it.
Oh, no, go ahead.
This is completely unrelated. I have this thing for British guys, and it used to, like, about a year ago, it was funny, like, I dated a lot of British guys, but now I cannot even get intimate with American guys at all if they don't have an accent, a British accent. It just turns my stomach. I don't know what it is, but it's really bad.
Interesting.
What about the foreskin?
Why don't you move to England?
Well, I have looked into teaching there actually, and it's a little bit difficult, but I am planning on going there and saving up. The foreskin thing, when it's excited, it's really not different.
Right, but do you like the foreskin or not like
It's
it?
fine.
It's just the accent.
Really.
Why don't you could always teach the guy that you start to date how to speak in a British accent.
Oh, I know. Well, that's fake.
Yeah.
I know.
You
Go
could-
out with an actor.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet one.
Yeah, all the guys I worked with when I did sketch comedy did fine British accents.
Really?
As a matter of fact, they tell me it was amongst the easiest of the accents. As you know, I only do French. Oh. But my French is so dead on. Hello, I'm Claude Dubry. What's that guy's name who does that wine commercial? Oh, I gotta think of that. All right. Anyway.
Yes.
Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
Get over it, would you? For Christ's sake, you're 27 years
Is
old.
there any history there that you could tell us about that might help us understand?
I wish I knew, and I have tried to get over it. Everyone says it's just a fetish, so I make myself go out with, Americans, guys with that accent.
Rachel, any history there that we should know about? Anything?
Eating disorder?
You?
Yeah. Does that help?
What else? I mean, anything else?
Dude, what about, like, Irish and Scottish guys? How do they work
Really,
out?
actually, I like posh a lot.
You like what?
Posh accents. Like posh, like Hugh Grant sort.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah.
upper class.
Yeah.
Listen, we all do.
Yeah, well.
There's no doubt. I mean, listen, women sound better with British accents as well. Everyone sounds better with a British accent. They all sound amazingly smart and regal. And
But try to figure out, is there something we can help Rachel with? to help
Well,
her?
I think you should just go for the British guys. I mean, there certainly
So we
are a
could just
lot
say-
of British men living in Los Angeles.
So we could just
she may not
chalk
be
it up.
calling from there.
Chalk it up to
Well,
it.
in America.
I'm Jack.
Where are you calling from?
Chicago.
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 Oh, yeah. That's
I have tried, and I put
tons of breath.
But we could just chalk it up to attraction like any other preference. Is that what we're going to put it in under?
I mean, do you think
Something
that's what it
brown
is?
hair? I mean,
Yeah. All right, listen, you got to get out of Chicago.
it's a little stronger than that, though, because it turns her stomach to be...
It does.
Well, those she's got those guys with those Chicagoan accents.
Was your dad a little rough with you?
Sorry?
Was your dad kind of rough or...
He's very, very controlling.
Yeah, and so I would imagine that you'd want to not be reminded of your dad anyway. In fact, I'm surprised you don't sort of maybe go outside of your race and things to get further and further away from things that remind you of Dad.
Yeah, I thought maybe, I mean, I am therapy and that kind of thing, and I do hold a lot, attribute a lot to the way I am for my dad because he's very controlling. But, and I would think that way, too, that maybe I'm trying to get someone completely different from Dad. But I've never dated out of my race or...
Yeah, but for some reason it's a voice thing. Did he, shut the lights off when he beat you or something?
You didn't beat me.
Well, no, but, what she likes is these sort of Are you attracted to gay men?
Oh, boy.
Wait.
Please, of course. Gay men eventually adopt an English accent.
Are you attracted to gay men, too?
No, I have some friends, but definitely not attracted to them there.
Because it seems like she wants somebody who's not threatening and is cultured and, somebody who's sort of... Safe.
Yeah. This is, it's turning in, this would make a fine sitcom episode. These bad movies are based on stuff like this where the guy tells his friend, listen, you want to pick up Rachel, you got to put on an English accent, so he gets a Berlitz tape and he puts an ascot on, and he goes and
That's funny.
says bully and talks about football and Margaret Thatcher, and then she gets enamored with him, and then they have this relationship. But in this is what happens in every movie. Soon as she finds out, even though she's madly in love with him and they're planning a marriage, soon as she finds out that it wasn't his real English accent, she freaks out and leaves him. Even though he's saying, I love you, I only did it because I wanted to be with you. Mike has turned the siren on, by the way, which means it's time to go to commercial. But she leaves him anyway, but he wins her back.
Of course.
All right, we're going to take a little break. Natasha Wagner's here. Another Day in Paradise is the name of her movie. That'll be coming out on Wednesday. Also, from Lost Highway and Urban Legend. Drew is already on the phone. To the hospital, Drew, or to the bookie? Hospital this time. Is the bookie in the hospital? No. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Is that okay?
All right, everybody. Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Madam Carolla, it's Dr. Drew. What? Natasha Wagner's here tonight. Natasha is currently in Another Day in Paradise.
Who the hell were you just calling?
Let's call him Jimmy.
Tell him you're on Talk Soup?
Yeah.
It just ended.
I know, but it'll replay again. Talk Soup replays like 3 times. I don't know, 7:30, 10, and 1 or something. I see it when I get home.
Oh, all right.
As soon as I don't see myself on it, I immediately change it.
How do you know it's not tomorrow's episode that'll air tonight? Yeah?
No, I don't know, Drew. Don't screw with me. Urban Legend, Lost Highway, just a couple of movies that Natasha's been in. Natasha, what else you got coming up?
Well, I don't really want to talk about that right now.
All right. Well, that's all right. We don't want you talking about it. Why not?
Because it's just complicated.
Yeah. You don't want to jinx it?
No. It's just that I want to be focused on Another Day in Paradise.
All right, but you don't have any projects down the road?
No, I do, but Two Girls and a Guy was just re-released.
So we can go watch that again?
Sort of coming out again, yeah.
Well, I don't know, but you got some project coming out in 3 months or something?
I do, but I'll come back here and talk about that one.
Oh, but maybe we won't want you, because maybe we don't like your attitude now. Drew's pissed off.
My attitude is with love.
Okay. All right.
Was it
with
a
Christmas
good film?
wishes.
Okay. Is it a big film or nothing worth talking about?
I've piqued your interest now, haven't I?
Yeah, you have.
That's good.
Well, let me explain how it normally works here on Loveline. The guests come in and they talk about whatever project they're currently talking about, Another Day in Paradise in your case, and then they say, and look out for me coming, I got something coming out in March, or keep an eye out for this.
That was, what's her name, was in...
What's it called?
The movie about Burt Reynolds about the porn industry.
Oh, Rachel Hunter? Burt Reynolds? Oh, Heather Graham.
Heather Graham was sitting here.
I was thinking of...
it's promoting some film. I can't remember what it was, and and Adam goes, what's else going on? She goes, I got this thing about the porn industry. She goes, oh, geez, it's going to write the video.
She was here talking about swingers, and yes, she brought up... what movie, Drew?
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights, right. And she said, I said, what's this Boogie Nights? Well, it's me and Marky Mark and Burt Reynolds.
And I wear roller skates the entire film.
This is 2 years ago.
Right.
Me, Marky Mark, and Burt Reynolds. And I'm thinking, that's cop and a half, too. Oh, Christ. So me, Marky Mark, and Burt Reynolds are in this movie. It takes place in the 70s, and I wear roller skates the entire thing. And I looked there, I went, that's going straight to video. No one's ever going to see that. Oh, my God, I got to talk to your manager. I got to get you some new management. And then I saw the movie 9 months later, and it was one of in my top 3 or 2 or 3 of the year. I really enjoyed Boogie Nights.
Very good.
I really enjoyed that. And she was great in it, and I just felt like a big a-hole. All right, but if you want me to curse your upcoming project so it'll be successful,
that's
you can get that out of the way right now.
No, I don't want you to.
All right.
Yeah, it's your chance.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. Brian? Brian,
Yeah,
you're 22.
yeah. I had a question actually for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I was having sex with this woman the other day, and she wanted me to perform anal sex on her, so I did, and she came. And she was like the kind of girl she had multiple orgasms throughout the night, and when she did, I don't know if she like urinated on me every time she came, or I don't know what, it just gushed out every time she came. And so when we were performing anal sex, she had an orgasm and came out. I was just wondering, how is that possible?
It's funny when you say performing something like anal sex. I expect that when you're done, you do that move like when the guy dismounts the pommel horse, and then there's a smattering of applause from the gallery, and a couple of guys hold up numbers.
Well, I mean, there's like a lot of hand chalk and stuff like that.
Oh yes,
yes.
You gotta go for the rosin bag every once in a while too.
How is it possible?
Yeah.
Did she have an orgasm via anal sex?
Yeah, that's...
Women can have an orgasm. Listen, you buy a woman a pair of earrings, she can have an orgasm. So if you have your penis in her ass, believe me, she can have an orgasm. Am I right, Natasha?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Women can have orgasms on exercise equipment.
Somebody that's multi-orgasmic, it's easily orgasmic.
Yeah, and
You mean you're shocked that she had an orgasm from anal sex?
Yeah, because as far as I know, it's painful, right?
Well, it's not like it's. You see, here's the mistake guys make sexually is they equate everything to their own junk.
Mm-hmm.
They go, some guy had a schlong in my ass. I sure self couldn't have an orgasm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Women are totally different. Women are different.
But they're different in all respects. Not just in terms of how the mechanics of all that work, but also in how they experience it.
This is how she works. It turns her on. She finds it stimulating.
Accept it.
Doesn't always have to do with direct stimulation, so just go with it.
What's the fluid that came out, though, every time she came?
It's possible.
That's transmission oil.
But it's more likely to be just emissions from the glands in the area, which is some people call female ejaculation. So
I also had...
it could be urine, right?
It could be.
Well, what do you care about urine when you're knee-deep in poo?
Yeah.
What, are you offended? Oh, boy, I got some urine on my sleeve. Oh, that's not going to come out. Meanwhile, your penis is buried in the outhouse.
I also had one more question. Just once and for all, so all the listeners know, do penis pumps work?
No.
Okay.
They do just like an erection works. And then it goes back down. Well, you look at it this way. I think we're talking about this on the TV or something. The way, here's the process behind the penis pump, Natasha, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
I won't use my penis, but I will use Drew's to help illustrate this.
Great.
You put the pump over the penis, you create a vacuum in the pump by removing the oxygen, and then the penis sort of stretches out and gets engorged with blood, basically. But that's what happens. It's called a boner.
Right.
Clinically, it's called a boner. Some doctors call it a woody or hard-on. And that's what happens to every guy every day of their life, God willing, and every morning of their life. So if filling your penis with blood made your penis bigger, I would have to have my penis out in the car right now because I couldn't fit it in the studio. Unfortunately, it hasn't made a dent in the size. Right, Drew?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, let's
sincere and concerned.
Let's just let's have a quick Rachel.
Yeah.
Push that sneeze button there.
I did.
It did?
That came through your mic.
Oh no, you pressed the cough button.
No, I turned it off.
Should have pressed the sneeze button. Rachel?
Bless you.
What's going on?
I'm back. I had a question for Natasha, actually.
This is Rachel, who likes the English guys.
Yeah, now you're with me because he's not British.
What are you still doing on the line? Can we get rid of you?
You hung up on her last night.
All right.
She gets extra time.
All right. Ask your follow-up.
Yes, Natasha.
Yeah.
What is Jared Leto like?
Oh, I actually we didn't have any scenes together, so I only really met him at the premiere of the movie, and he seemed, like
Gay.
a nice guy.
Please, Drew, don't pass Jared. Who's Jared Leto?
He's an urban legend.
Oh, he is. I didn't see
You know
Urban
what? He was
Legend.
on My So-Called Life.
Right, yeah, he was on My
Oh,
So-Called
he's
Life.
dreamy.
He
Yeah,
seems
he
like
is.
a nice, he seems like a nice guy. I mean, I wish I had
Oh,
something
Jared's been
more
up here a couple
interesting
times.
to
No,
say
I know.
about him.
I've met Jared
Oh, okay.
several times when he was a kid. Because that whole cast, even when what's her name? I'm great with names, huh?
Buffy.
The woman,
Danes.
Claire was was still not Claire Danes yet. That they used to come
Right.
up here on this show.
Right.
And he seemed like a nice, just a nice kid. I mean, just a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think he's cute?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Not
but
British.
no British accent.
You
No
can
one.
make one up. Just
I bet he could do one.
Yeah,
for
he's
you.
got range.
Yeah.
Okay. The French accent doesn't do anything for you, Rachel?
No, you know what? I speak French and not
Yeah?
good Spanish either.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the Brits.
I do a little Eastern Indian, too. I have to cook that one up, though. Let me try to think of... hey, give me a sentence, Drew, and let me see if I can
What?
say it in my Eastern Indian accent.
Give me a sentence.
Say, how is
true.
How much is
my-
this Abba Zaba?
How much is this Abba Zaba? Thank you for working the only Hindu candy in existence into that sentence, Drew. I would like the Abba Zaba. All right, that was horrible. Sound like Yoda?
Yes.
Wasn't Yoda?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it was good Yoda, though.
Wasn't an Indian?
It was good Yoda.
All right. That's why I got out of sketch comedy. I had no talent. But radio, the beauty of radio is you don't need talent. Thank you. All right.
Prove that nightly.
Yes, you do, Drew. You've been proving it for 15 long
Can you
years.
imagine that? What
Feels
is
like
that?
30, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Natasha
especially
Wagner.
The last three.
Natasha Wagner is here. Another Day in Paradise, the name of her new hit movie. Out in the cool places on Wednesday, and then it'll go nationwide. Friday?
January 22nd.
Yeah, but is that a Friday?
Probably.
All right, then, smartass. We'll be back. Hey, the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Natasha Wagner is here. Oh, Engineer Mike was just telling me that Jared, what's Jared's last name?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto was on the show when we had Rebecca Gayheart and Alicia Witt on from
From Urban Legend.
Urban Legend. Yeah, I think you were, Drew. I think you were. I think we just spaced out. I was so into Rebecca Gayheart, I couldn't get over it.
I don't think I was here. I don't remember that. Was
You
I
know?
down here?
Yeah, you were here. We just spaced out. There are two girls in here, and we were looking at them. It's real embarrassing for us because we don't remember our guests.
Male guests.
Female, either. We don't remember any of our
Anyone?
guests. We really don't. And there's really, like, I remember Slash and Natasha Henstridge. Other than that, I think my grandmother came on once, too, but I see her so much, I don't know if I just recognize her from Thanksgiving or the show. But we run into people all the time, and we go to these other events, and even worse, they come do the TV show.
And you still don't remember
Oh, we
them?
introduced ourselves. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Oh, if you were going to come on the TV show 3 weeks from now,
We'd
I'd
introduce
walk
it,
into
yeah.
the green room. Hello. I'd look down at a piece of paper. Natasha. I'm Adam Carolla. Thank you very much for doing the show. We appreciate
Here's how it
it.
works.
Here's how it works. Just relax. It's
And
gonna...
I'd say, don't you remember I was on the
Oh,
radio?
yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's right.
6 months ago, 8 months ago, 12.
Yeah, I remember you.
Host, then?
That's right. You had a butt plug call? That's right. Yeah. Oh, it's great. And it comes back to haunt us.
Ridiculous.
It comes back to haunt us everywhere. We were at a concert a couple of weeks ago. We had Ken in from Crystal Method. Crystal Method has been on the show
12 times.
12 times. Drew and I were walking. Ken from Crystal Method stopped and said, hey, Adam, how's it going? I said, I had luckily been talking to him earlier in the evening and sussed him out, and it worked it out okay, and was talking to him. And Drew put his hand out and said, hello, I'm Dr. Drew. Nice to meet you. And the guy was shaking Drew's hand, thinking, Jesus, I've been on the show 5 times.
And did he say, like, Drew?
No, I think I yelled at Drew
He screamed at me.
at that point. But the good one is when I did Politically Incorrect the second or third time, I got introduced to Malcolm Jamal Warner. When the producer said, you're going to be on with so-and-so, so-and-so, and Malcolm Jamal Warner. To meet him, and I said, sure. And they walked me over there. Adam, this is Malcolm Jamal Warner. Hi, Malcolm. Nice to meet you. Look forward to working with you today. I did your show 2 weeks ago, man.
The TV show.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Drew, you don't remember Malcolm Joel?
No.
Chinese guy? You don't remember him? With dreadlocks? So we're really retarded, and it's kind of pathetic. And we go by our name, Adam and Drew, so then, people have an easier time remembering us. And we know her as, it's the roommate from Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. But, you don't know everyone's name.
Right.
You just know them. They look familiar. Can't remember anyone's name.
It's worse for TV than anything.
Yeah.
Because we'll go through 5-6 guests in a day and spend an hour with each of them as opposed to sitting here for 2 hours,
Right.
A day.
So don't worry, Natalie. We ain't going to forget you.
Era.
Oh my God, am I on?
You're 15.
Oh my God, I love you, Adam. You're so great.
That's right.
Oh my God, I'm probably on. Sorry, I've been on hold for like an hour.
All right.
Okay.
Careful.
Oh my God, I love you so much. Yay! My friend and I, we took this stuff called like valerian root.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I think it will give you a trip, and I don't even know. And like, we just mixed it with water and sugar, and we drank it really fast. And like, now we both have like a really bad headache.
That could be from the sugar. Or the tap water,
the show.
We were just listening to
I like your idea about the birth control thing.
Yeah, it is good. Poor people won't have kids. We were just listening to one of these god-awful PSAs we played during the commercial breaks that Drew and I have to sit and listen to in the studio. Oh, that McGruff. All that. And we learned that 5.7 million people die from drinking tap water every like 15 minutes. Isn't it, Drew?
It's just second to secondhand smoke.
Oh, yes. That's the only thing that kills more is secondhand smoke. Era.
Yeah?
So, where'd you get this root?
Like, it was standing in her, what was it, like her pantry or something?
Is it from a health food store?
Did your mom get it from the health food store? Oh, she doesn't know. But it was like, it looked like one of those things from a health food store. It was one of those, like brownish bottles.
Right. What is she taking it for, the mom?
What does your mom take it for? She doesn't know, but like first, it's like supposed to like make you sleep better or something.
I don't think it's going to do too much to you. I mean, obviously, I'm concerned about the fact that you're ingesting substances willy-nilly to try to get some effect. Not that isn't so unusual for the age. Just be real careful. I mean, it's not likely to be a healthy thing to do that sort of thing.
Well, let me ask you something here, Drew.
Yeah.
A friend of mine started up with the melatonin nonsense again when I was talking to him about...
really works.
It only works for hippies. Real guys like me, it doesn't work. None of that crap works.
It does.
Listen, you and I stress ourselves so far outside of the normal physiologic range of health. Nothing's going to work for us.
I need to be hit on the head with an oar
I mean,
to
jet
go
lag
to
for
bed.
us means 3 days with no sleep and 4 time zones.
So then you need quadruple amounts of melatonin.
You do? How much should you take? Because I went and scored some today.
I just know it works whenever I take it.
It does?
Yeah.
That's for jet lag, so she doesn't
really
feel
helps with
No, but how about just going to bed?
I'd go with something a little stronger.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
What if I just take the whole bottle?
No.
All right, but let me ask
What
you
if you
this.
just get your nose fixed? Yeah.
Yeah, but no. No, I'm talking about getting sleepy. I don't want to go to
You
sleep
want
at
something
night.
to make you sleepy?
Yeah.
Well, you can get a lot. There's a lot of prescription.
Sure, why don't you send me a tape of one of your lectures or something like that?
That would do it.
Put me right under.
Yeah.
After I got done taking a bat to the tape recorder. But let me ask you this, Drew.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to figure out a way to word this, but Natasha, you stick with me.
Okay.
I have sleeping pills, and I scored these from Drew. And we get these things when we go on these trips. We got to sleep on the plane or whatever. You take these things, you pass out.
Right.
Okay, they work good. But who the hell wants to go home every night and take one of these things?
You don't do that.
No. Why? What's that do to you?
That's bad.
Well, these are profoundly addictive drugs. They can affect your memory and your cognitive function. They have withdrawal. You can have seizures. I mean, it's a big mess.
Your liver.
Really?
You do not want to take those on a daily basis.
Uh-uh.
No way.
And not wash them down with booze?
And not wash them down with booze.
And don't inject heroin into your veins.
Okay. Anyway, let's just keep going past that. But the point is I will take one of these things if I'm having a night where I'm restless and I can't go to bed. Not jet lag, not anything like that. It's just
stop talking about sleep.
I can't get to bed. But so someone said to me, hey, why don't you take this melatonin? Now, that'll make you tired. But I've taken the melatonin. It doesn't make me tired. But here's my question to you, Drew.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that the drug does, whether it's scraped from a root or it's made it Upjohn, it has to affect the part of me that makes me tired.
Right.
So whenever you get a high enough dose to make me tired, doesn't it all fall under the same heading or category anyway? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
It doesn't.
Yeah, because there's different mechanisms in the brain to cause you to be sedated.
Uh-huh.
And the hypnotics and the benzodiazepine sedatives use what's called the GABA mechanisms.
Uh-huh.
Which is a particular down-regulating system.
Right.
And the hypnotics particularly go to the areas that cause alertness and awakeness.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these are highly specific chemical reactions. Melatonin is more about tricking your brain into thinking it's nighttime, or more nighttime. It's about the diurnal variations.
Look out the goddamn window. I know it's the street lights are on.
But your chemistry, you're going to mess with your chemistry a little bit by tricking the brain into its cycles are going to look different to it.
All right.
And it's going to look later at night and try to make it more sleepy.
All right. What's weed do?
It's somewhat of a mystery.
Booze is good.
There's a marijuana receptor, and it's diffusely distributed through the brain.
Red wine's a good one, too. That'll slow you down a little bit.
Alcohol, too, is a little bit of a mystery in terms of exactly how it does its thing, but alcohol probably uses the GABA system.
Now, what are those, like, Tylenol PMs and those sleeping pills?
Do those work?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they'll slow you down. Like I said, you take a bottle of them, you wash it down with a fifth of scotch. That'll put you in there. All right, so I shouldn't take any more of those sleeping pills, huh? Naomi? Now I want one now. Naomi?
Hello?
You're 16.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Hi, Natasha.
Hi.
Okay, so this is it. Okay. Me and my boyfriend, we have, like, sex all the time, right?
And we're going to be back in 10 seconds, just 10 seconds, with more Loveline. I won't use my penis, but I will use Drew's. Loveline is the show. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Natasha Wagner is here. She is from Another Day in Paradise with James Belushi and Melanie Griffith. It is out in L.A. on...
James Belushi?
Oops. James Woods. Sorry, I was thinking about James Belushi when we were talking about Salvador an hour ago. Urban Legend was also a movie she was in, also Lost Highway. Anyway, Another Day in Paradise is out this Wednesday and out January 22nd nationwide. It'll be out this Wednesday in Los Angeles. We were just talking during the break about Drew and I never watching the TV show or listening to the radio show and not trying to improve ourselves at all. And I just thought it's very interesting how the human mind works, which is you can become used to, bored with, and unenamored with just about any situation you're in, and not do your job. Just like, well, here's what I'm saying. When I was in junior high or in high school, I said, someone said, do your homework or prepare or study, and I always went, forget about it. And they went, well, listen, if you don't learn to study and put the time in here, you're not going to do it in your job and in your life. And I said, listen, if someone was paying me $4 an hour, that was back then, the minimum wage was $2.65. Someone's paying me $5 an hour, you're damn right I'd study, you're damn right I'd do my job, you're damn right I'd show up on time and all that. And I got a TV show, I don't even do that. You know what I mean? Right. It's great how the human mind works. And whatever, listen to me, all you screwed-up teenagers, whatever crappy pattern you're in now, you're going to be in it. You're locked in. I don't care if you're 12, you're locked.
You're always on time. You're groomed. You're,
They groom me.
I know. You're nourished.
Oh, yeah, I'm over there.
You do your job. You don't improve it. You don't work on it.
That's true.
Beyond doing the job.
No.
But you do the job.
I know, but, I always thought, because I'd been wanting to be on TV for about 10 years before I got on TV, I had, a little list of things I was going to do. Let's
face it, neither of us want to be TV.
I know, but
that's part of the problem.
I wanted to be on TV. I thought, I'm going to get my teeth white and I'll pluck my eyebrows and I'll lose 5 pounds. And nothing. No, drank more coffee, grew more eyebrows, and put on 10 pounds. So, nothing. And in terms of striving to be better, no, never did that either. Just sat there. All right.
But think our show is so...
It's based on sitting there.
Yeah, but it's so prolific. We do so much of it in front of the camera that we sort of develop doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. And you forget.
Hands-on.
You forget where you are.
So much. And we just think about it. 10 hours a week or something in front of the camera?
All right, true. It can be a headache. Naomi.
Yeah?
You're 16? Mm-hmm. Do you like the butt love?
No.
No, you don't like it.
Boyfriend does.
But you did it anyway.
Yeah, but, okay. So, like, I don't know, and he really wants to do it again, but I don't want to do it, and I want to know, like, why, first of all, like, why does he like it, and is there something wrong with him? Because, like, why do guys like that anyway?
Guys like it because it's a dominance thing.
It's an aggression. It's an aggressive thing.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder who's boss here. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you know who's boss. I've said this many times. When someone's penis is in your ass, the answer to every question is yes. Probably yes, sir.
We've had a lot of penis in the butt questions tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's a theme night.
It is.
Oh, it was just one other one. I just go off on them for 20 minutes.
It's Natasha's fault.
Yeah. You're some sort of anal magnet.
Wait,
Check you.
you're saying that men have, like, a aggressive problem?
Not all men. I know I have a lot of friends, and my friends are, as real guy type guys from the Valley. And half of them are into the butt stuff, and the other half aren't. And the half that are, when I really sit down and whittle it down and say to them, look, does it feel better? Do you like doing it? Do you think she likes it? When you really get down to the crux of it.
Good field work there, Adam. Very few people have the opportunity to go into the field and ask those kinds of questions.
Oh, yes.
That are into this sort of behavior.
There I am with the brown lab coat on. I would have worn the white one, but I made that mistake one time earlier. I went with the brown one.
Around these guys.
Yeah, and I say to them, listen, you do it because it's a little bit of the, who's your daddy, bitch? You know what I mean? Who's in charge? Who do you love? You know,
Self-esteem issues.
prove you love me. Prove it. That's right. And that's kind of what it is.
That's sad and pathetic, though.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And that's what guys are, typically.
But a lot of guys are that way, and I don't really trust those guys that much.
But I don't think you should do it again if it didn't feel good.
What kind of guy is he?
Well, like, he's tall. What do you mean? Like, what does he look like?
No.
He's tall.
What kind of guy?
Worst guys
Is
are
he
like
nice to you?
Well, yeah, he's really nice.
Yeah. It's a good
Yeah.
guy. Good guy?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. How not?
Huh?
When not and how not?
Well, like, he could be a jerk sometimes, you know?
Give us an example.
Like, so, like, we're talking on the phone one time, and, like, I'd be like, oh, I went to my guy friend's house or something. He'll get hella pissed off.
Possessive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It falls in line with the butt love guy.
So this is an alpha male thing, huh?
Yeah, they're kind of controlling, and their idea is to do things to you that others haven't done yet, or they're sort of marking their territory.
Mm-hmm.
Guys will explore a woman like we explore a country or a planet. You know what I mean? They like to be there first.
Look at a flag.
They like to plant something in them.
Well, he was my
right in that crater.
Christopher Columbus.
That's right. What?
Well, he was my first.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't his.
Right. Okay. All right. Don't do it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep an eye on
He'll
him.
still like you, don't worry.
If he doesn't, this is not the guy you want to hang out with. Don't be afraid to assert yourself.
He'll probably like you more.
If you don't do it?
Just if you're confident and...
Yeah, if you're more present. But guys, jeez, these guys, they don't like you more when you don't do things that they want to do. They just continue to beat the hell out of you and pressure you.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know the guy. I mean, the guy doesn't have to be an a-hole just because he's into him.
But think, whenever we have that call, it's always he's pressuring. That's all he talks about. He's, I'm caving into this nonsense. And
Well, half of it is guys are such idiots at 16 that if they find something a girl doesn't want to do, that's when the pressuring really starts. After a while, they don't even know what they're lobbying for. Here's what you're lobbying
just
for.
to do something she doesn't want to do.
Put your penis in her crapper. In the fart tank, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not that... There are better things to argue for. I'd rather get a car at 16.
I want to assure you, Natasha, we don't have this discussion.
Right. Okay.
It is your fault.
You know what I mean? I mean, 16-year-old guys are kind of idiots, and if you told them, listen, no nostril love, they'd be going, yes, come on, baby. Quit the way you wave that nose in front of me and flare those nostrils. You know you want it. And they'd get fixated on it, and they'd keep arguing, and it becomes like a sort of battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Sydney.
Hi.
Hey, you're 17. What's going on over there?
Hi. I wanted to ask Dr. Drew, what kind of effect would heroin have on Sarah's own?
It makes it worthless, basically. If you're strung out on heroin, if you're using heroin, antidepressants aren't going to do anything.
So, okay,
Depression is not the issue, it's addiction when you're doing heroin. And depression is a symptom of addiction virtually always.
Okay.
And your depression will not get better until your addiction is treated completely.
How am I going to not be depressed if I'm trying to get over an addiction, though, you know?
You will be depressed. Everybody who's getting over addiction, who is addicted and who's early in their recovery process is depressed. That
I
is
don't
part
really consider
of...
myself an addict, though.
Do you do heroin?
Yeah.
You're an addict. You may not be dependent, you may not have withdrawal, you may not be doing lots of it, but you're an addict.
Drew considers everyone an addict, by the way.
No. You don't hear. How often you do heroin?
Me?
Well,
No.
lately,
that was
on
close.
an everyday basis.
All right, every day. That is not only an addict, that's a severe addict.
Drew, you telling me just because someone does heroin on a daily basis, they're an addict?
Yes.
My God.
Yeah.
No,
it,
but I
it
mean,
profoundly changes your brain chemistry, and you will feel terrible when you try to stop. And you will not be able to stop. You may not have overt withdrawal, but you will not be able to stop.
How do you take the heroin?
I didn't shoot up until recently, but yeah, so that's how I'm doing it now, which is kind of scary for me too, because I was never one to do that. I have an aunt that's dying of AIDS because of it, and it's been like taboo to me, but now, it went to a new level.
Well, you don't have to be shooting it to be addicted to it, but it speaks to how severely addicted you are.
So you still don't consider yourself addicted?
Not really, because I function. I'm going to college.
There's many functioning.
My favorite heroin addict was I've treated many, hundreds of heroin addicts, maybe thousands, but my favorite one was
Gil Garcetti?
No, was a secretary for a Christian radio station. And she would every day go to work, and she'd look just well put together, and she saved a little vein right by her index finger, and that's where she slammed her heroin. And nobody knew, and she towed the line at this Christian radio station.
Really?
How long?
And she managed to keep it together for like a year. Now, heroin takes a long time to take people down, because the drug itself is not that damaging. It's the route in which you administer it, which can cause the severe medical problems. And
Well, because I heard that heroin wasn't really as destructive to you as other drugs were. Like
that's what I just finished saying, and that's why people hold it together so long, except for the route you administer it, which is intravenously, which is what can kill you, and the severe addictive process, the change in behavior and personality, and what you do to keep doing your drug.
No, Sydney?
Yeah.
Go to an NA meeting.
You got me. Here's the deal.
Talk to people who've been where you're at.
All right, don't listen to Drew. Listen to me here. You good looking? Oh. Okay. Listen, I'm telling you now, you have two choices. You can either work on this now, right now, when you're 17, or you can get strung out, screw up some relationships, have a kid, do a little prostitution, get yourself a little rap sheet, just have a disgusting, horrible life, maybe die, maybe not. It'd probably be better if you just died early.
Won't see 50.
But you get strung out, you get freaked out, and then, would you shut up, Drew?
That's the data.
Shut Drew's mic off, would you? Shut it off. Thank you. And sometime by the time you're 33 and you got a few bad tattoos and you're 20 pounds underweight and you had sex with so many guys you can't remember and you got some kid who's pissed off and they're in rehab too and all that, then you clean up. Yeah. And then you start preaching to everybody about how they should clean up and how you had 17 years under your belt and blah, blah, blah.
I really feel like I have it under control.
All right, shut up, would you? You don't. So in lieu of doing all that, why don't you just knock it off now? Because you don't have it under control, because you're slamming it and you're doing it every day. That's not under control.
Sydney,
I always get what I need to have done.
All right, well, forget it then.
Goodbye.
Enjoy. Have fun.
Listen to me before you go off. That people doing heroin your age die very young. If they're not in recovery by 40, you won't see 50.
Okay. Doesn't feel like Jesper.
She should go see our movie, because that's what it's about.
Is that heroin?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But it glorifies it, right?
No, it doesn't.
I'm just kidding.
It really doesn't. It's made by a real life heroin addict.
Oh, good. I was going to say, I hope it's realistic.
Yeah.
Fair, because the movies and TV, it's amazing how even an attempt to not glorify, when they portray things inaccurately, they just support people like Sydney's denial systems.
No, well, then you'd be an interesting person to have an opinion about it. But it's pretty made from a real place, you know.
Good.
That's Another Day in Paradise, by the way, which is out in L.A. Wednesday, and then it goes nationwide January 22nd.
Somebody like Sydney sees, if you have lots of scenes of people being strung out and overdosing and vomiting on themselves, that's not me. That's not me.
We don't have any of that.
Good.
Really?
It's relatively uncommon.
Yeah, it's different from like Train Spotting and those kinds.
Hey, is James Woods nutty?
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a little nutty, though.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. Guys, I've come to the conclusion that guys who play crazy in movies are crazy. They're just crazy. Like you go, this James Woods, he's an amazing actor, but he always plays like not the same guy, but it has the same energy behind it. Mm-hmm. And you think, boy, this guy's masterful. I mean, he plays a crazy guy like no one's business. And then you meet him and you go, oh, he's crazy. I mean, like, who am I trying to think of? Gary Busey. Yeah, you think, oh, Gary Busey, great actor. You meet Gary Busey, he's Gary Busey, man. I mean, he is Gary Busey. I mean, they may put him in a cowboy hat in this movie and then a submarine commander's cap the next movie, but it's Gary Busey. I like Gary Busey. We have a good time with Gary Busey, but Gary Busey, man, is Gary Busey. That ain't acting.
That's why you don't get all the interesting roles.
That's right.
Because it's Adam Carolla.
That's Adam Carolla. My mom saw me on Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Place 2 weeks ago, and she said, my family pays the greatest compliments. First she said, oh, I saw it. I enjoyed it. They liked it. They taped it and all that kind of stuff. She goes, you seemed very relaxed.
That's all right. That's pretty good.
That's all right.
For her, that's good.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
It is. It's not really a great compliment if you think about it.
For her, that's
For her, that's a decent compliment.
Your grandmother, I'm sure, launched into discussions about how horrible you looked in a high school play.
No. She didn't see it, but
she didn't watch it.
No, I think she did, but I don't think I can't remember what she said about it. I don't think she said anything.
Your grandmother's listening.
But the point
She's
is,
listening right now, isn't she?
I'm sure she is.
Okay.
The point is you look very relaxed. Or you didn't look uncomfortable. It's not really what not as an actress. Not the compliment you want to hear that you looked relaxed. But all right, I'm fine. I'll go along with that. But
just take it as a compliment.
what people do when they say you looked uncomfortable or looked comfortable or whatever is they would be uncomfortable in that situation, so they sort of transpose or what's word am I looking here? Yes, they project their feelings onto it, and they go, I would be horribly uncomfortable, but you looked comfortable. Right. But that's fine. But then my mom said, it was good acting. I mean, well, you were playing yourself. Is that acting? Is that still acting?
There it goes.
I said,
I prefer that you look relaxed. She should have left it right there.
Now listen, it was complimentary and all that, but want to know if playing yourself is still acting.
Yeah.
And,
no.
Jennifer.
There's never asked. That's all we do.
Yeah, but listen, let me tell you if I'm playing myself, what I'm saying. Hey, these pants are too tight. I'm leaving. I'm not saying.
Yes, I've got the socks on.
I'm not saying any of the lines they gave me. I'm going to go eat. Jennifer.
Hi.
Yeah, you're 23. What's going on?
Oh, okay, a lot. I'm 23 years old. I have, basically the problem I'm having is I'm on my second marriage. You're going to love this. I have 10-month-old twins, 3-year-olds, and guardianship of my 16-year-old cousin.
Guardianship?
Why?
Boy, some 16-year-old cousin, your uncle or aunt must be in some kind of shape.
Yeah, she was, my cousin was on the streets, and that's why we took her in. My aunt her parents wouldn't take responsibility for her.
Why?
So
why? The hell's the matter with that?
Well, her father left when she was 2, so we don't even know where he's at. Her mother basically, there's 2 other kids in the family. One of them's locked up in jail. The other one's off on drugs, and she's trying to straighten her life out. Her mother's abusive and whatnot.
Oh, see, when I'm in charge, we're going to round up your entire family and just throw them in the incinerator.
Yeah.
And look at them. We'll look at them. I'll treat them the same way I treat spies who spy for the Soviet Union or the former Republic of the Soviet Union or Cuba or whoever.
Terrorists.
Just terrorists, yes. You're attacking our country from within. It'd be like a cancer. I just got to cut you out.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. Hate to see the twins go. Maybe we can give them to a good family.
Well, Jennifer is the one.
Taking care of
I don't know. She's got 3 or 4 kids. What, you got 3 kids?
Yeah, I got 10
but twins, so she didn't.
And look, she sounds saying. Listen, let me tell you.
Oh, no, she doesn't.
No, listen. Multiples that first year is enough to make any human insane.
Yeah, but how old's the other child you have?
3.
3.
And then guardianship of the 16-year-old.
Is the 6-year-old helping out with the twins?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
She's a twin.
Yeah, interesting.
The 16-year-old.
She's the evil
She's a
twin.
twin.
Where's the other one? Wait a minute.
in jail.
Hold on. I was going to say, yeah. Well, one of them has to be a high school honor student, while the other one walks the streets at night, doesn't?
That's a movie of the week.
She's a great student. She works. She helps around the house. She's been absolutely fabulous since she got here.
And the other one's in jail.
Yeah.
For what, drugs?
Armed robbery.
Wow. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Incinerate the whole family. I really would.
Not my parents.
Now your parents? Take them out.
They're the seed.
Actually, I'm going to torture them before I take them out.
No, not mine. Hers. Not mine. Mine were good.
Yours were good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically what my problem is...
I might just cripple them then.
You know, my first marriage, it was a very abusive marriage.
Oh, wait a
Your
minute.
parents just tumbled, fell completely out of the ideal.
Now they're back into the death camp.
Yeah.
Okay, but I got out. I got help, counseling, got into the support groups, got the restraining order, the whole deal.
That's why Jennifer sounds so good.
Imagine how much Jennifer and her family have cost me already.
No.
Restraining orders, support groups, rehabs. Oh, my
Jennifer,
God.
I pay for my own insurance.
Prison.
Listen,
Oh, my God.
kudos to Jennifer. Listen, come on.
All right.
This is what you want.
Basically, putting all that aside, my current husband is a wonderful guy. I broke the pattern, and I have a really hard time with it sometimes because he's not a screamer, he's not an abuser, he's not what the pattern has been in my life.
All that chaos you need to be attracted.
Right. He's a wonderful guy, great with the kids.
All right. What's the question?
Basically, you know, with all the changes over the last year, we've kind of, because we're so involved with the kids and everything else that's going on, we've kind of drifted apart, like, emotionally.
Yeah.
And I want to get back to, like, where we were when we first got married, before the twins came.
Oh, forget about that. Everybody wants to get back to where they were.
Do you talk to him about that?
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Does he respond? Can he come around? Is he able to respond to that?
Oh, he tells me all the time he wants to, but he doesn't know how, and he's so tired, and he works all day.
All right. I mean, all right. That's better than putting you off. And
right. No,
it's a little unrealistic. It's a good goal, and stay focused on it, and try to set time aside for yourselves and get the help that you need to take care of the kids, so you two can spend some time alone together. This is as a father of multiple advising you.
Okay.
You have to do that. But in terms of really connecting, until the twins are 1.5, 2 years old, it's somewhat unrealistic, because the incredible amount of energy, emotional and otherwise, that needs to be put into multiple.
Drew, you have a pair and a half of twins, right?
Triplets, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what that is.
And,
hey, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
What's your dad do?
What does my dad do?
Metal.
Yeah.
He's a customer service representative.
He a good guy?
He is now.
Oh, yeah. He ever duty alcoholic?
Yeah.
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 In recovery. When I was 14, he went into therapy.
That, by the way, is why Jennifer can get better. I will tell you something. That the children of alcoholics, no matter what they've been through, when a parent gets into recovery, the children tend to follow suit. That is the most impactful.
Was he ever abusive to you?
Oh, sure he was.
What kind of abuse?
Physical.
Physical.
Yeah.
Prognostic and sexual?
No.
Yeah, just physical. The most prognostically significant factor for a child of an alcoholic or abusive parent is the parent in recovery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
It just speaks to modeling. I mean, humans monkey see, monkey do. Humans model their parents. So, I mean, at least, we talk about it all night here, about the impact of those relationships.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out whether I would have her parents killed or not.
No,
I think I would.
They're getting better, though.
See,
they're getting better now, but I would have had them killed long before they rehab.
Sure, of course. But here is the other route to a healthier you. a healthier nation.
Yeah.
Is this kind of healing from within?
Oh,
And look, they're using all community-based free services and stuff.
Free. Oh, yeah.
12-step
Community-based free services.
12-step.
Everything's free. The garbage pickup is free. The Tomahawk missiles are free. It's all free. It's all just sitting around. Where you got some kind of genie that builds those places?
Natasha's got to go.
What?
Yeah.
Where are you going? You're not going anywhere. You'll hang out. Where you think you want to go?
Well, I don't want to go, but I sort of have to go.
Why?
Because I got somewhere else to be.
When, tonight?
Yeah.
Where are you going, doing drugs with your friends in the
I'm going to do
alleys?
another radio show.
Oh, please, it's ridiculous. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We'll talk some sense into that, Natasha. How come I'm just hearing about this now?
Because you don't read.
I don't read.
Message up
make
there.
sure you say goodbye to Natasha before you break. She's leaving after the 20 break. Oh, well, it's 25 now. Please, you're not going anywhere. You missed your window, Toots.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
All right, go enjoy and rot in hell. Another Day in Paradise is the name of the movie. It's out this Wednesday and the 22nd nationwide, and we'll be back with more of the real part of the show, Adam and Drew, after this. Yeah. The Loveline. Natasha Wagner's left the building. Another Day in Paradise, the name of her current movie. Out in L.A. on Wednesday. All right there, Drew. Ready to move forward here?
If you say so.
You get any faxes that are worth a damn?
Some weird ones.
Yeah? Drew, this is going to take forever.
My boyfriend does not like to have sex. He would rather masturbate while I watch him. On Christmas, he got a pair of cashmere stockings. Since then, he'll only touch himself with them on his hands. He says they feel really good. What can I do to get him interested in me again?
He'll only touch himself with the cashmere stockings?
And then he won't do anything but touch himself.
Yeah. Don't those, couldn't you soil a pair of cashmere stockings pretty quickly if you're touching yourself with it on a regular basis?
I know you have a special stocking technique. Maybe he's doing something different with the stocking.
I had the stockings for a week. We go, where'd you get those paper-mache stockings? That's cashmere. Serious? Yeah, check the inside. Really? Because you got, like, the sports section from the Sunday paper stuck to those things. No. You sure that's not some sort of puppet or something? No. No, it's not a dinosaur I made in school. They were cashmere. I don't know. What do you tell someone like that? Your boyfriend's an idiot.
Yeah.
You tell him, listen, get rid of the stockings.
Or get rid of the boyfriend.
Or get rid of the boyfriend. Yeah. Or burn the stockings.
Yeah.
Or put one of them up you or something. I don't know. That way he could actually hump the stocking. Line yourself with the stocking. Jennifer.
Yeah.
26.
Yep.
What's going on?
I just wanted to second what you guys told that little 14-year-old girl who was concerned about whether or not she should be having sex with her 14-year-old boyfriend. Do it. The only thing I could say. Don't do it.
What happened?
Biggest thing she would regret.
Why?
Just personal experience, I could tell you that.
How old were you?
15.
And? Just relate to her, tell her your story so she can sort of...
She's not listening right now. Boyfriend's on top of her.
She probably...
Sure.
Or other 14-years certainly are. So
okay.
Well, my experience wasn't anything near hers. I kind of sort of got pressured into it ahead of time, and not in the same... I wasn't, of course, undressing in front of him on a daily basis. It sort of... He kind of talked me into it, and it sort of happened. And it was probably the biggest thing that I regret from my teenage years.
Why?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ready for it. Emotionally was not anywhere near.
When you spent the rest of your life making other guys pay for it.
No.
Good guys who are 22 now that you're dating.
Not hardly.
All right.
What happened as a result? I mean, you got to be specific so these young folk relate what they're at to where you were. What happened? What was the consequence for you?
Consequence for me was not being able to share that with somebody that I actually really cared about. And
Was it disturbing to you? Did you have?
It gave me nightmares and strange sort of things.
Did you get involved with him in a way you shouldn't?
I think that it kind of propelled me to get involved with other people in ways that I shouldn't have, because it was kind of like no big deal sort of after the fact. And in retrospect, I guess I really hate that part about myself. I don't do it now, of course. But it was something that I wish that I...
So it was a boundary that you wish you'd maintained.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I think... was that it, by the way?
Well, most of the way, yeah, I guess. It disturbs me. I work with teenagers on a regular basis, and it really disturbs me to hear about young people just getting into it and having sex and being there and always having your parents go, don't do it, and you're going, yeah, right, like you're going to tell me what to do kind of thing. And then now being sort of in their position, although I'm not a parent, but
Right.
sort of being in a position to say, don't do it, knowing that they're not going to listen. I hope that somebody out there just decides to hold on to themselves.
Thank you, Jennifer. It was well put.
Thanks.
All right. Now you give it up, though. Right?
No.
Okay. See? You know, it's funny. When women look back at those formative years, 14, 15, 16, high school, first year high school, young dating years, they look back and lament that they gave up their virginity too early.
It's always what they did too much of. Well, guys, it's what they
guys
didn't do
look
enough
back and they go, I didn't do enough raping.
Right.
Really should have doubled down on the rape. No, guys look back at 15, 16 and go, I liked that Stacy chick who sat behind me in home ec for 4 years and I never made a move. What an idiot I was. Oh, if I had to do it again, my regret is that I didn't go up to people and ask them out. I wasn't more assertive. I didn't, get busier. Women look back and wish they were less busy. Mm-hmm. That funny? Mm-hmm. I mean, when you think of yourself, I mean it. I mean, when you look back, there's not a guy I know who doesn't look back at 9th, 10th, and 11th grade and wish that he'd gotten out of himself a little bit and just went up and asked people out and relaxed and not freaked out, not spent as much time, going after the, unrequited love and all that. Whereas women just wish they would have kept the guy fended off. Should have never gotten that van. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, Drew. Thank you for that. Sherry, what's up with you? Push the button there, baby.
Beautifully illustrates the biological difference between women and men.
Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. There's not a woman that wouldn't want to add a year or two to when she lost her virginity, and there's not a guy who wouldn't want to knock a year or two off. Mm-hmm. Candace.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yep.
What's going on?
I get really pissed off for, no apparent reason.
Give us an example. What happens?
My baby brother will start crying, and I'll just go off. They'll have to leave.
What will you do?
I'll start yelling at my little brother, or I'll leave the house.
What's going on in your home right now?
Nothing, really.
What do you mean, really?
Nothing. Things have gotten a lot better.
What was going on?
Both my parents were majorly into drugs.
Okay.
For the majority of the beginning of my life.
Right, what drugs were they into?
Crank,
Ugh.
alcohol.
Yeah, boy.
So at a time when you needed them to be there for you, they were not available. And so, when you were learning to master your own feelings and sort of contain things,
they were off doing crank.
There they were, nowhere.
Right.
So, this is understandable given what you've been through. Have you ever had any help for this?
No.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
No.
When did they clean up?
When I was 8.
Yeah.
Have they ever suggested you go to Alateen?
No. My mom has.
Well, why don't you do that?
Oh, hold on. By the way,
an easy place to start.
Hold on a second, Candace. I don't want to bust your chops too much, but that's yes, by the way. I mean, your mom suggested you go to Alateen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And everyone just says no. It always bothers me on this show and everywhere in life. Everyone just says, everyone's first answer to everything is no.
It's not everyone's first answer to everything. Everyone's first answer to me.
No, it's everybody. I walked into a, hold on a second there, Candace. I got to talk about expensive jeans. My girlfriend wanted these goddamn Lucky jeans. They're like $80 a pair, So I couldn't find them anywhere.
We're not back to that again, are we?
For Christmas. I walked into the Bloomingdale's, and I said to her, the Bloomingdale's in Sherman Oaks. And I said, hey, you got any of those Lucky jeans? And she said, no, the Bloomingdale's in Beverly Hills has them, but we don't carry those. But our Beverly Hills store does. And I said, oh, you guys don't carry them? Yeah? She said, no. I said, because people from the Valley, people from North Hollywood and Sherman Oaks, they don't want to spend $80 on a pair of jeans. You guys figure that out and just put them all over at the Beverly Hills store, right? No, No, we just found out that the people that come into this store don't want to spend that kind of money. And she was done, basically, explaining what I just got done saying to her. And I said, hey, that's just what I just said that, didn't I? And she went, huh? People hate that, by the way, but I'm such a prick now. I have to call everyone on it when they go no and then repeat what you said back to them.
I'm so numb to it now. I'm just used to it.
Oh, you are? I don't do it to you that much, do I?
It's the callers do.
Candace?
Yeah.
So you, all right, so this is a pretty big thing that you went through. It really is.
Yeah.
And even though it's been a few years, there's still stuff inside of you. And I think you should go to that Alateen.
I have another problem.
What?
I cut myself.
Yeah. Well, look, it's all, Candace, the result of the chaotic family environment you were brought up in. And if you are interested in getting help, you should, because this is not going to get better by itself. Alateen is an easy source for you to begin the process. If you're cutting on yourself and you're a danger to yourself, certainly you should get more thorough professional help. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do something, would you, Candace? I'm sorry about your predicament, but now you have to do something about
Parents
it.
are in recovery. Things are better, but you got to kind of come along with them. Okay?
Okay.
All
right. I don't think she's going to do anything. I know, listen, I know what it's like when you're young and you're pissed off at your folks. You don't feel like you should do anything. Feel like they should do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They should double down on their therapy. Whatever it is they're doing, they should do more of it. Why should you do anything? They screwed you.
Well, that's sort of what she's doing. She'd rather punish herself than...
Well, punish yourself and punish them to some degree.
That's right.
But it's, what it is, listen, you two a-holes did crank and drank booze and neglected me and screwed with me and screwed me up. Now I'm 16. I got all these feelings I don't know how to manage. And you guys have now sobered up and moved on with your life. Well, I'm still screwed up. Now, your answer to me is go get some therapy. But my thing to you is hey, I'm pissed at you.
Screw you, I'm going to beat myself.
Screw you.
Yeah.
I'm not done beating on myself and beating on you for a while.
That's right.
I'm not going to let you off the hook.
Yep.
I mean, it's like you're done screwing with me. Now I got to just go repair myself. Screw that. You got to pay a little. I'm pissed off.
An example for I bet we should get back to the line about how much piercing she has and stuff. I'm going to screw with myself just to, show you how you screwed with me.
Right. Right. That's why I got into construction. Screw with those parents. Mary.
Hi.
You're 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I want to say that I love you guys, and Adam, you are my god.
That's what I like.
Okay, I just haven't been... My sister had anorexia and bulimia when she was 13, and my parents have given her attention ever since that, and I've just been really neglected, and this weekend I went away to Wisconsin with me and my friend, and they were, like, my mom just totally ignored me. She's been ignoring me and then just screaming at me for no apparent reason, and my sister gets to do everything and all this stuff, and I'm feeling...
No, there's a reason your sister has an eating disorder.
What? Yeah, I know that, and also she's going away to college, but, like, it's become, like, really bad, and, like, it's like my parents, I've always been kind of self-dependent, like, I learned about, like, sex from my friends, I learned about drugs and alcohol from you guys, like, my parents never talked to me about this stuff, and my best friend is, like, my mom, like, I can never go to her with problems.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
We got to take a break.
Okay.
I got to go vomit now. We'll come back and we'll fix you up.
Okay, thanks.
All right?
All right.
All right. We'll be back. Hey. Me. The Loveline. Oh, boy. Where the hell were we? Talking to Mary?
Yeah.
Drew, let's not talk to a bunch of... Oh, jeez, everyone's 14, 15.
Look at that. It is that.
Hey, Sherry.
14, 15, 14, 16.
Where's Sherry? Changing her tampon? You don't know. Hey, when Sherry comes back, Mike, tell her not to line up all the, this ain't howdy doody.
Can I talk about the tampon comment?
No, don't tell her about that.
Okay.
Because if she is really changing it, she's going to be pissed. Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, so your parents pay more attention to your sister with the eating disorder.
Yeah.
And they're not paying attention to you. And Drew made a good point, which was there's a reason your sister has an eating disorder, which is something to do with over-domineering mommy.
Yeah.
Or just a maybe less than healthy parenting.
Yeah.
And it's expressed one way to your sister and in another way to you.
Wouldn't you
So
say...
it's the same spectrum.
Drew, wouldn't you say that an eating disorder is a real good indicator of environment, unlike certain other problems that could be more biological?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, think about it.
We don't really state that often, but and it just sort of crop up in a lot of different kinds of psychiatric disturbances. But as a primary issue, yes, absolutely, it speaks to parenting.
Right, because it's not like your kid has a biological predisposition to throw up a Gino's Pizza.
People that are addictively prone have a more intense or severe addictive, or rather eating disorder kind of hidden natural history.
Right.
But it doesn't cause it. So, Mary, the fact that she's over-involved with your sister is just as neglectful as being uninvolved with you.
Yeah.
In either case, she doesn't allow either of you to be separate, whole people with separate needs that she identifies.
All right, so what'd she do?
I wanted to ask her more about this mom being the best friend.
Did you go to like Alapuke or something? The best friend?
What is this with mom being your best friend?
No, not mom. Her best friend is like her mom.
Yeah, like, I've recently had some feelings of depression. Like, I haven't been able to sleep. I've thought about suicide, like, a lot. And I've had to take NyQuil to go to sleep.
Oh, boy.
And Advil to kind of calm me down. And my friend she cut herself, but she's getting help in therapy, and she just is there for me all the time, and she's like telling me how crazy my mom is and how, like, I should call you guys, and I listen to you guys every night, and she said, you gotta call Adam and Drew, they gotta help you. So she told me to do this, and I'm just really scared. I don't want to mess myself up, and I don't want to become like my sister and stuff like that.
Are you prone to eating disorder? Do you feel like you're getting in that direction?
No. I mean, I don't. That's never happened to me before. No, I don't think so.
All right.
Well, what about getting some help for yourself?
Yeah, we'll do that. I put her on hold, Drew. We got to move on. Yeah. We're spending too much time on the kids.
Mary, listen.
Get some help for yourself.
It's a serious issue. Do not take suicidal feelings lightly. Your friend maybe can guide you to somebody nearby who she's had success with, maybe the same therapist or psychiatrist. Get help. If your parents say no, go to your school, find a way to get some help for yourself, because these things, while using your friend is a very good and powerful way to get through this.
Your friend's 14, has an eating disorder herself.
Exactly. You need
or cuts on herself.
That's right.
All right, phone screener Sherry? Phone screener Sherry.
Well, look, 35-year-old.
Find me someone who was born after 1985 and put them on the phone.
4.
Okay, thank you.
Shane?
Yeah. Hello?
What are you making, a Three Stooges movie in there?
No, we're working on some snowmobiles in the garage.
Oh, yeah, you must be calling from Southern California.
No, we're in Utah.
Oh, my God.
Imagine that.
It's weird, the whole snowmobile thing, totally bizarre and foreign. I've never even seen a snowmobile. If I saw a snowmobile, I would try to mount it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even know how to get on it.
Right.
I'd put my penis in the exhaust pipe.
Shane, what's your question?
That's why I'm in the garage. I stuck my penis in the exhaust.
What's your question?
No, I just wanted to tell them young kids out there that I heard you guys talking about heroin addiction.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-uh.
And I'm 35. 2 years ago, through the gracious of God and my sister and my mother, I kicked a $500 a day heroin.
Oh, boy. That's the big one.
That's a lot of heroin.
How long were you strung out?
A little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Year and a half. Hard.
Yeah.
And for them kids that, think it's cute to try, whatever, but, once that's a hold of you, you're gone.
Yeah. How long did you do it?
Over a year and a half.
Oh, so you started late.
Well, yeah.
By our callers' standards, anyway.
Yeah. 500, thanks for those words of inspiration. Get back to knocking the pots and pans over or working on the snowmobile. Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
$500 a day is a pretty good habit for heroin.
Yeah.
I mean, heroin's not that much, is it?
No,
you can get some heroin.
usually it's about $40 to $80 a day.
Yeah, I was watching E! the other day, and they're talking about those true Hollywood stars, and they're talking about, I think it was Chuck Negron from Three Dog Night. Three Dog Night was a very successful band for all our young listeners. Oh, yes, you have to explain what Three Dog Night is. The ink is black, the page is white. Oh, that is a great song. It turns by day and then by night. I'll just listen to that song that day. Very little played, very little played Three Dog Night song. But anyway, they were saying, Chuck Negron in the 1970s had a $20,000 a week heroin habit. Blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking to myself, 1973, $20,000 a week. I mean, yeah, they said it was like $20,000 a week. And I thought, it's a little...
It was a lot more expensive in the 70s. A lot more.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is true, because you do hear about these guys with these huge habits back then, mostly cocaine.
Yeah, the French Connection, and how people, when people were into high crime, it was a supply of heroin habit. You don't hear about that so much anymore.
I guess not. God bless the heroin mules, but still probably wasn't 20 grand a week.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird.
Heroin, you know what ex-druggies love to do?
Exaggerate, glorify.
Yeah. Well, glorifying is sort of negative, use like sort of negative hyperbole, where they go, listen. And in a way, it makes them sound cooler, too.
They go, a romantic quality to it.
Listen, I've lived in castles. I've driven I had a Ferrari, an airplane made by Ferrari. I drove that around. I had my butler fly that in me while I got oral sex from spokesmodels. I partied every night, man. I've done it all. Baby. I mean, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Testarossas. I've had them all, and I've lost it all. I lost $40 million. I used to go to Las Vegas. I put $10 million down, and that was Keno. That was Keno. Do you understand? I used to take my friends out. I'd take them out to the Black Angus. I'd pay. Take 40 guys out. We used to just charter a plane and go to the south of France, just scandal, doing coke all the time. Lost it all. And you think to yourself, ooh, wow, pretty exciting life this guy had. No guy ever says, I had a pretty crappy apartment, but I lost that. I was driving a 74 Vega around. Lost it. Must have been worth $800. You never hear that. There's those guys talking about having mansions and models and yachts, and they lost it all. So I think they tend to exaggerate that just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be back for more exaggeration. All right. Well, that's it with the fabulous Loveline.
Fabulous.
We're going to take ourselves a 22-hour break. And when we come back, there's going to be new. Yes.
Orgy tomorrow.
New Loveline. Yeah. Orgy. Yeah, we had him on the radio.
We did?
TV.
Yeah.
TV.
Right.
Yeah. Nice guys. Yeah, kind of glam rock and all that. Yeah. I like Orgy. All right. We'll see.